What's up, guys? The ranked 32 player in the world has sprung together a Sparky deck with Monk to make typically miserable matchups situations your opponents dread. In matchups where you're typically screwed, Monk will make magic happen and thrive. Sparky Goblin Giant pushes are used to getting decimated by Dark Goblins, Archer Queens, and Cannons from a distance. But if you can afford a Monk in front of your big push, the opponents will have the ability to melt their own units. This deck has layers to its toxicity, with the Mother Witch on the back line bodyguarded by the Monk so the opponent can't fireball or barrel it. While you're producing pigs, reflecting back your opponent's buildings, and protecting your Goblin Giant Sparky, this push will stay alive forever. Fireball is a necessity to beat barbarians, and Dagger Duchess allows Sparky to have a fighting shot against Goblin Barrels, Recruits, and Wall Breakers, despite only having Zap as a small spell. It's time to bodyguard so we can unleash big Sparky blasts and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. Massive Monk love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make the high fruit videos possible. It's time to Monk kick our opponents out of the match.
And the best way to do it is wait for the opponent to make the first play, respond with the Sparky, and then counter push and kill them.
Generally, if the opponent is going to be declaring that they want to spam all of their stuff at the bridge, they're going to be down a lot of elixir, and then you can apply more pressure, more consistently getting value. But right now, because we Mother Witch, we got a lot of pigs that baited out all the daggers from the Dagger Duchess, and then we could safely and securely go and drop our Goblin Giant and not be wary of him killing me with a Mega Knight counter push. For instance, if he was up elixir here, I don't think that this interaction would go in my favor at all. But because he was down, we're able to apply way more pressure and go in for a Lumberjack at the bridge right now. Hopefully, oh my gosh. This guy has no chill whatsoever. He literally went in for wall breakers at the bridge too. What is he doing? Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I can already sense it. So if you're playing into someone that feels like they're invincible, and they spam all of their stuff at the bridge, you'll show them what's up. Generally, I don't like going for Sparkies in the back, but when we're up an absurd amount of elixir in single, I think generally it could be a good play. I am going to go and kite units to the other side if we can. If we go Goblin Giant here, it's not a bad decision. So for instance, if the dude went Bandit, we would go for Goblin Giant and we would kite the Bandit directly into the Sparky shot. Also, if you use Monk and they go for an Archer Queen ability and they're feeling fancy, watch how fast this Archer Queen deletes itself. Look at that. Oh, baby. Usually you can't do that. It's not a typical Sparky power, but with this deck, you can make it happen. All right, we're going to eat a bunch of damage from the Mega Knight jump, but it pulls back our Mega Minion a little bit. So definitely decent. And then I could maybe zap on top of Bats if he drops them. Lumberjack, that's not going to be a zap target for me whatsoever, but maybe we're able to kill it. Okay. Say less, game. I'm going to go in for a Lumberjack at the bridge because we want to pull back the Lumberjack Ghost to make sure it doesn't go towards my tower. And we're going to get even more value because we force out a Goblin Gang. We're going to gobble that up with our Rage and possibly get one hit here on the tower. Not even one, damn. Anyway, if you don't know this interaction, Dagger Duchess does fully counter Wall Breakers with 0 damage.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
So, kind of a waste for him there. I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he's just feeling charitable or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, big push with this deck is using Monk with the Sparky and then using the Goblin Giant to kite the other side if the opponent's spamming like that. Always being able to kite is awesome. We're going to go and pop the Monk ability here on the Archer Queen. Archer Queen is about to get deleted. His Prince gets deleted. And look, he's not even able to target the Goblin Giant until the last possible second, till he really wants to. So the big push of doom that you're able to do with this deck, that is the push that you want to make happen. It takes a little bit more patience than most Sparky decks that you skilllessly spam, but that's also what makes this deck more fun. Building up a push that opponents aren't able to stop, allowing you to come out on top, and also running cards like Monk with Sparky that you never see. Makes the game a lot more easy for you when the opponent doesn't know how to defend it, doesn't even know what's going on, and it's always way more fun playing new meta combos like this one. After easily electrocuting that Mega Knight player, we pushed up to 8,100 in the world. Okay, this guy's thinking, and I'm thinking about what he wants to cycle into us right now, because our deck is bound to get value if you spam into me. That is beautiful, baby. Such a clean fireball too, knocking back all the piggies and only taking 2-3 hits on the tower. Okay, a little bit more. That's like 4. So -1 trade for him, but definitely a decent position for him. But identifying that he's gonna have Royal Hogs, probably gonna be an Archer Queen Cannon, Royal Delivery, Ice Spirit Skeletons defense. Cannon and Archer Queen don't do well in a Monk at all whatsoever. So game plan is to get him to go for Cannon to counter the Goblin Giant, have the Monk tank, and just watches this guy's entire defense stinks. Yeah, the Cannon is going to end up taking a ton of damage from the Monk reflecting. Then our Monk survives, and then we Goblin Giant, and I think the game's just over. So as you guys can see, the elixir advantages that you get from responding to your opponent might not be that much, but if you're able to make pushes that they can't defend because you can identify their deck, you want to be applying more pressure in single elixir. For instance, if you identify their 2 defensive cards, the Goblin Giant are going to be countered by the Monk. Monk is pretty broken then, right? Monk is so good in this deck for that reason. And I can conveniently counter his Royal Hogs with a Fireball, so it's not like he's able to go in for Royal Hogs on the other side and feel good about it. I'm going to actually do something different. I'm going to Lumberjack because I would probably get a bit more of a better trade doing dual lane pressure here with a Goblin Giant Lumberjack and a Sparky. So then he has to go in cycle. Wait, is he going to lose the cannon and the Archer Queen here? That would be insane. I don't think that we're going to be able to kill everything, but still going to be a ton of damage here with the Lumberjack. And we're going to raged up Spirit Goblin so we get an extra shot. All right. Does he give us a Fireball? Does he give it to me? I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to smoke like that. I'll Monk last second in case he's like going to pop ability or something, but it's all good if not. I'm going to Fireball. Want to Fireball early so you don't waste too many of the Dagger Duchess's ammo on the tower that's the wrong one, or the piggies that are the wrong one, because obviously the Dagger Duchess will overkill something that would have already died to a Fireball. So you want the Fireball to do its damage and then, you know, get 2 shots with the daggers and don't do more than the 2 shots, because anything more than that is just overkill on piggies that would have died to the Fireball anyway. All right, so Evolved Cannon isn't that scary. I think good Fireball value here is definitely necessary because pairing that with the Goblin Giant and then also the Rage of the Evolved Lumberjack, super nice stuff. Again, if you want to give me Mother Witch value, it's going to be tough for you because I will be able to get a couple pigs in front, then going for a Monk, get that in front of the Mega Minion, the Mother Witch, pop the ability on the Archer Queen. You can't go invisible. He's going to log himself. Oh my goodness. I love this game way too much at times. Mother Witch is on the tower. How does she do it? The world may never know. She cooks our opponent's pigs, turns them back into pigs, and cooks him too. GG, and hopefully Van can take his car and move on to the next match and get a better matchup than he got in this one, because genuinely when you're playing Monk into Archer Queen and Cannon, in a matchup you typically lose as a Sparky player. I mean, if they've got Ice Spirit and Royal Delivery and a fast card cycle and an Archer Queen to go invisible, your Sparky just has no wiggle room to ever break through. But with the Monk popping the ability, it reflects the terrible matchup back at the opponent as the worst matchup they could ever imagine. All right, bro is not dropping anything, which might cause me to drop a card and instantly lose the match. There's a dangerous game that you play when you have Monk and Sparky. If you cycle something aggressively at the start and then the opponent spams on the other side, you just get cooked. So you can't have that happen. Okay, cool. I'm actually kind of fortunate that he's going to be dropping that because the Mega Minion is definitely able to devour the balloon without any real problems here. If I can zap, oh my goodness, I was clenching. I was kind of clenching there, guys, not gonna lie. I was almost the one that would die. Okay, Lumberjack, walk onto the tower, please. You know what? There's no way this Sparky hits, but if it did, it'd be cool. Yeah, I was feeling it. I was like, you know, if only we had the zap still, but I had to allocate the zap on defense against the minions and balloon, or that would have been a monsoon, an entire storm of damage on me. Okay, so I'm gonna go in for a Goblin Giant here. I just don't know if he has Inferno Dragon. If he does, I'm feeling that I could conjure like a situation that I could maybe Fireball, but not gonna do that. All right, we do lock onto the Bomber, and definitely a decent spot because we get 2 little piggies tanking for our Spear Goblins. So after the Goblin Giant dies, and then the Spear Goblins are like, no, we're all alone. They're never all alone. They got piggy power. It's kind of silly to watch this deck have everlasting pushes. And I have fun with it. Sometimes in Clash Royale, I'm just like not enjoying the game. Whenever I was playing like Royal Giant Lightning and I just got barbs every single game, I'm just like, this game sucks. Why am I playing Clash? So certain decks just, you can't do much with it, but this deck definitely has more ways of winning. Okay, we're to pop ability. I just don't want to lose to the Evo Bomber. A lot of the terrible matchups for these decks are kind of allowed to be salvageable because you have Monk. And people don't anticipate it being that good. What the? How? How did that happen? I didn't even realize that the Sparky took the tower. I was just casually yapping and my Sparky was casually clapping. I guess this tower rolls, I guess. That's interesting. All right, I'll take it. I'll allow it. I'm going to lumberjack a little bit later and lower because I wasn't a big fan of getting destroyed by small spells or big spells, rather. I thought he was going to big spell me, but he didn't. Anyway, what would lumberjack do? Can it beat down the bomber? Yes, sir! Yo, that's really, really lucky. And then, do we just Mega Minion on his Mega Minion? No, I'd Winston by my Mega Minion. It doesn't even die to the void. Okay, okay, okay. If I can Fireball back. Oh, no. Tragic. I have to just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Wait, is this Mega Minion attacking the Monk and just dying to the Monk? That's wild. I didn't know that that happened. I didn't know that the Mega Minion got reflected back. That's hilarious. Wait, I can just zap and then he loses the minions. Oh my goodness. Wait, I'm just going to go in again. I can just be a dum-dum. Dum-dum win. Woo! Let's go. Put it in fireball range. Okay, I was kind of just cheering and I didn't know how it was going to work, but here's another thing you can do. Monk 'em in the middle, monk 'em in the middle. Wow, that is just silly. I don't think that that should be an interaction, but it worked. If you monk in the middle, you can exquisitely fireball, evolve, zap, and probably do around 600 to 700 damage without too many worries. That final play genuinely felt like a cheat code to finish games. Little bit unfair. Jay Cry, that is not the name that we want to see, brother. If you make me cry, I am going to be a very, I don't know, just demoralized individual. You're going recruits in the back first play, so most of the time these players will either run fireball or arrows. I'm super praying that this guy is going to not run fireball. If he doesn't have fireball, we're in a perfect spot to be able to defend this, especially with Monk on defense getting raged up. So we'll see how this goes. I like that the Monk can knock back the Elite Barbarian, so it gives us time to work our magic on defense. And the Piggy's tanking for the Mother Witch, and he has no ammo left over because he went absolutely all in at the start, and we love to see it. Because I can maybe go Goblin Giant afterward because the ammo is still reloading, so it's not at max, and his elixir is really low too. So he might have like, what? I thought he would Mighty Miner me, and he did that instead. All right, you know what? The forbidden technique of fireballing back a Hog Rider. You guys should never see that in gameplay unless you absolutely need to defend the tower. But when we have Mother Witch that tickles Hog Riders and Zap that does actually next to nothing, kind of important to do that. So for the rest of the game, I think if we're able to defend this, we will win. So I'm going to go in for a Mega Man to swipe down. And then if we can get a Piggy with the King Tower helping out. Ooh, we push off the Elite Barbarian away from the tower. And we're solidly sitting here at 3,400 health on the left, 2,600 on the right. This guy is dead, out of our sight, not going to come back. We're just going to blast him with the Sparky a few times if he spams into us. All right, so our strategy here is we're going to go pull everything to the right with the Goblin Giant. Shrek is going to hopefully just distract everything that we can blast with the Sparky, and that is how you do it. As long as you use the kiting mechanism that it just works phenomenally with Sparky and Goblin Giant, you're going to be able to defend almost anything in the game that isn't a win condition that goes directly towards the tower. And win conditions that go towards the tower get obliterated by Sparky or Lumberjack, so I mean, their damage is just going to be inconsequential.
A few dominance is asserted later.
Wait, that Hog Rider is dangerously close to my tower, but with the King Tower and Zap, we power it down. Honestly, it wasn't going to do enough to take the tower there, but it is funny to watch the Hog Rider raise his hammer in the sky only to die. Bro's got Elixir Golem with Rage and Night Witch in the banner. Probably one of the most toxic decks that he could even conceive in this game. So do not give birth to an Elixir Golem in the back first play, dude. I just don't want to see that right now, especially if you have Electro Dragon to reset my Sparky. Let me get the big amount of elixir that I need to afford my push. If I Fireball at the start, genuinely looking at my starting hand, I think that's the best play. If I don't want to do anything at all, then it's going to be a -2 trade because he went in for a Rage if I Fireball. So we want him to do the first play because I cycle a Sparky in the back, or if I go in for a Monk, a lot of times you're just cooked if they go opposite lane. So fine for me to Fireball there to encourage our guy to all in me. He's not very happy right now, so it seems like he's either trolling me or he doesn't have Electro Dragon in his deck. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't have Electro Dragon in his deck. We can now Lumberjack. So despite that Fireball being a semi-weird play, I'm just trying to get my guy to spam into me, and it's working really well. So yeah, I think that the Sparky is going to stay alive, even if you go in for the damage amplification of the Goblin Curse. It's not really going to do much extra stuff to us at all. And we can throw down a fireball if you go for barbarians. Doesn't even have barbs in his deck. What's this guy doing? What is this man thinking? Did he already lose just because I played safe and passive? Oh, he's going in. Oh, he's a feisty fellow. Okay, all right. We're knock back the elixir golem. And then we can hit him up with a lumberjack. And this might be a legendary loss for this man. He just completely lightninged his way out of this game. Yeah, as you guys are about to witness, we can possibly go in for a Mother Witch. Pop an ability here to keep our Mother Witch happy and healthy while we steal as many bats as we can. And yeah, those bats become pigs and their pathway to success. Dude, rage quit. This game illustrates the importance of just playing passive with the deck, waiting for your opponent to make the first play, which isn't always the most fun thing to do, but if you really want to win, it's the way to play. Because when you counter push in your up elixir, this deck practically crushes everything. Monk, punch the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.